Clive?
Whenever you are.
And we're live.
A very good evening. This is Conversations with Clive Williams. As we promised, we come to you every Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. And we trust that you're tuned in, ready to listen, ready to participate, ready to partake of the information that we have for you. I'm delighted whenever I get behind this microphone because I know that in our community, people are yearning to share a conversation, to have the conversation that we often have at the dinner table that we don't exactly execute, we don't carry it out, but we talk about the fact that as black folks, we ought to get together, we ought to put our resources together, we ought to empower each other, empower the community, we ought to shop black. We say all the right things. Do we execute it? Do we put it in action? Well, very often we don't, for a number of reasons. I don't know what just happened, but my throat just got a little frog. But the thing is, we talk a great talk. One of the things that I have managed to do with the help of some really great people, and nothing really can be achieved without the help of great people next to you. One of the things I managed to do was to put together an event called the Big Awards. And the whole idea of the Big Awards ceremony, which happened for about 9 years, and it's so coincidentally, the master of ceremonies, the mistress of ceremonies, the lady who does the role of getting you all to order and telling you what happens at this event is Gail Lewis, who is sitting right next to me. And Gail, Miss Lewis, is a City University professor. And she has been I want to say my co-host on the show for the few episodes we've had so far. And Gail can talk to the power of the Big Awards, what it does. And why do I mention that? Because I'm going to be talking this evening to a gentleman who is without question one of the most suitable candidates for that award because of what he has achieved. You see, he didn't just talk about it at the dinner table. He didn't just keep imagining, keep wishing and hoping. He took action. He did something bold. He did something that many of us fail to do, and that's execute. We talk a great talk, but we don't execute. And so my guest this evening, and I want to build it up a little bit more because we're a very diverse community here in New York. And diverse from the standpoint of not just having a lot of different ethnicities, but diverse in our tastes, in our predilections, and whatever else we can be diverse in. But the most important thing is that in that diversity, Caribbean folks have somehow managed to stand out. Why? Because Caribbean folks seem to somehow represent an ethos of hard work. There's always the standing joke that you talk to a Caribbean person, particularly a Jamaican man, has 3 or 4 jobs, right? Right, Gail?
At
2,
least.
3 or 4 jobs at least, and the professor agrees with me. But I say that to say that Caribbean folks are always at it. And so, look, don't take this as shade. We're not throwing shade here. We're not saying Caribbean folks are better than anybody else. What we're saying is that they somehow, when they get here, their feet hit the ground, they don't stop running. And so the gentleman that I'm going to be introducing to you doesn't come from Jamaica, because these Jamaicans think that everybody successful from the Caribbean
There's a
has
little
to be
bit
Jamaican.
more to the Caribbean
Not so at
than
all.
Jamaica.
Not so at all. But he's going to tell you a little bit more where he comes from. But fact is that he has established a precedent here in New York. That is a first. Those of you who know Great Neck, all right, I didn't say Little Neck. I said Great Neck. It's
Cha-ching.
representative of Cha-ching, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, Great Neck is a great place to live, and it's also a buzz with some of the most respected auto dealerships traditionally in the country. And so when this entrepreneur landed in Great Neck and started what was the first Caribbean-owned auto dealership in Great Neck, Long Island, that's a first.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge first.
That's a big deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so without any more words, I want to introduce my guest to you. He's Mr. Jemehl Thomas.
Thank you very much, Clive, for those wonderful, wonderful words. I couldn't have introduced myself any better than that.
Well, we'll talk about the remuneration later, but no, I'm just joking, folks. Jemehl had a dream. He is called the car guy, by the way. The car guy. Why? Not because he looks like a car, but because he knows cars better than anybody else that I know. He knows cars, and he knows how to get you cars. So if you're in the market for a car, then, and this is one of the reasons I brought him on. You know why? Our community, especially women, have been really giving a bad deal with obtaining our cars. Buying a car has become a major hassle. So let me get to Jemehl. My friend, welcome to Conversations with Clive Williams.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. And the reason I'm having you is more than twofold, but I'll start with one because you're really outstanding in your hard work. I've listened to you for years on radio, talking about cars, talking about what you can do for people. And like anything else, one might dismiss that as hype. Then I heard you more and more. What is it that makes you so motivated about car industry? What is it in it for you?
To be honest with you, Clive, when I got into the car business, it's almost 20 years now that I'm doing this. I've been shopping for cars prior to being in this business, but our community, for some reason, always got preyed upon. We always never got the very good deals. They look at the skin color and think that you either don't know or you're really not privy to some of the deals. Maybe your credit may not be the best, so they'll take whatever we give them. That's what a lot of car dealers used to think, and still do. I got into the car business to try to change that. I wanted to see if I can be someone that can be that different type of a car dealership, because right now car salespeople don't have the best rap. Right now, someone, as you said before, don't want to go into a used car dealership because they feel that they're going to be preyed upon. Young ladies, same thing, don't want to go into a dealership without having backup. A gentleman there
Yeah.
with them, because they don't feel comfortable. I wanted to bring a dealership to our community that you can feel comfortable. I have so many ladies that come in that has purchased vehicles and purchased multiple vehicles for me. That's the first thing. They say they can come and they can breathe a breath of fresh air because it's a different type of atmosphere. You can come in and feel comfortable. Know that you're not being taken advantage of. I probably one of the only people that I know that I lay out everything. You're going to see every line. You're going to see every word. If you don't understand it, I'll explain it to you 2 and 3 times. I don't hide behind anything. When I go on radio, you hear me, you see my voice. You know who I am, so you can come directly to me. A lot of these car dealers don't want to see you after you've signed the papers and say goodbye, and they don't
Right.
call you for a how's everything going? How are you enjoying your vehicle? I want to bring a different car buying experience to the Caribbean community. And that's what I strived for many years ago, and I still strive to continue to do that.
You know, Gail, you just got a new car, right?
I did.
I don't know why you didn't talk to me before that. Hey,
You
folks,
know-
if this is sounding like one big ad, maybe it is. It really isn't. It didn't start out like this.
No.
It started out with my having an experience with Jemehl, the car guy, listening to him on radio, believing, maybe it's just hype, listening to him, until I walked into his dealership. And I said to him, I'm really impressed with what you're doing. Maybe you want to share this with some of my readers. And the gentleman's approach was so inviting and so open, so respectful, that I took a liking to him as a person. And so we're having this conversation with me this evening, simply because I want you to get to know him. I got to know him. So maybe if you get to know him better, then you go do business with him. That's the whole reason for this conversation, that you get to know Jemehl Thomas a little bit better and Superb Motors a little bit better. I said before that you're not Jamaican, right? And a lot of people think you are. We share a common sort of accent.
Right.
But
Yes.
where are you from, Jemehl? Tell us.
Originally from Antigua and Barbuda, actually a small island, Barbuda. Probably about 1,800 people in total on the
You're
island.
kidding me.
Yeah, very, very small.
Tell us a
island.
little bit about how you grew up in Barbuda, man.
Well, mom and dad were born there, so yes, as a small child, I was raised there. Very, meager upbringing. We didn't, of course, didn't have much as most Caribbeans do coming up, but we came to the United States at a young age. I came here at 9 years old. I finally came here, and I saw my mother work. I saw my dad work 2 and 3 jobs to try to put us into a better situation than they came up in. Private school is where we went to, so yes, my mother worked to put us through school. And I always wanted to say, you know what, to make my mother proud, to make my dad proud in what they have done for me and my brother. So we went to school. I finished college. I actually went to school and got a business degree.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Syracuse University, actually.
Go Orange.
So after graduating from school, I came home and started working in the retail industry. I worked at a number of different retail places. So I was always a people person. I was always prone to taking care of people, finding ways to help them. After doing that for a number of years, I wanted to see what else I can do in regards to helping people. 9/11 came, and that was the last day that I actually worked in New York City. I was working in Manhattan at the time, 150 Broadway. And unfortunately, that building was one of the buildings around the Twin Towers that were taken down.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I couldn't go back to work at that particular location. So I got into the car business. I went to actually purchase a car at a dealership, and as I'm speaking to the person, didn't realize he was a manager at the time. He said, "You have something that the car business would, you could have
benefit
an asset."
from.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he told me, "You can start tomorrow."
Oh, wow.
And tomorrow actually was my birthday. So my first day in the car business was on my birthday. So that is not only my birthday, that's my anniversary in the car business. So March coming will be 20 years in the car business. And I moved up fairly quickly. We started as a salesperson and excelled extremely quickly. Got into finance managers. Then I did that for quite a while, moved up and started running dealerships quite well. So I've learned every part of the business. So when I decided many years ago I wanted to have a Caribbean-owned dealership, again, it was something that I jotted on a piece of paper, and I normally tape piece of paper to my medicine cabinet. So every morning when I brush my teeth, I look at that. And I've done that for years. And I said, one day it's going to happen. One day, somehow, some way, God's going to make this happen for me. I don't know how, but we're going to make this happen. So about 12 years ago, I linked up with Irish Jam Radio. And from then, I started to really see the vision coming to pass because people are starting to give opportunities in regards to minority ownership of dealerships and things of that nature. So I started to now really sinking my teeth into how this is going to happen and where it's going to happen. Before it was maybe it will happen. Now I kind of figured it was going to happen one way or another. Then we partnered with a gentleman who owns a number of dealerships already, and he has heard what we have been doing and wanted to finance what we have going on. And he literally took his checkbook out and said, let's go find a location. And he wrote his check and said, Jemehl, this is your check. You go and you take care of your Caribbean community. And Superb Motors was born. We were looking at a number of places. We were typically, we didn't want to go into the typical locations, into the Jamaica avenues. That's where you would have expected a Caribbean dealership to go. We thought about that. And I said, you know what, let's go somewhere that they wouldn't expect us to go.
That's pretty deep,
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, we almost signed papers for a location on Jamaica Avenue. And again, I didn't want to be a typical Caribbean dealership where you would think,
Excuse me.
it's where it would be. No, I wanted to go somewhere where the Caribbeans can come and feel proud that
Right.
that's a location. So yes, we found that building, and as soon as we pulled up on that lot, I said, this is going to be the building. This is going to be where we come and we're going to feel proud that it belongs to us. It's not in an area that you would have expected us to be, but it's an area that I think needed us. So
And that area is just a bastion on Long Island and also in the boroughs of cars. That's where you go to buy a car. So it's not as if you're an island on your own out there. That's where, once there's a Chinese restaurant on a certain corner, you're always going to go to that corner to buy Chinese
I agree.
food. And it's the same thing with where you are in Great Neck, 215 Northern Boulevard, that people go to Northern Boulevard in Great Neck to look for cars. So I think
Absolutely.
it's a win-win.
I 100% agree. Not necessarily our community would normally go there because, it's not where you would expect to for us to get good deals. But I wanted a place in that area. Not only the other communities can shop and get good deals, I want us to be able to go to that community and get good deals. So yes, I put it there. I put it there strategically so we can then feel comfortable. Not only coming to shop there, eventually coming to buy a home there, coming to do other business there. So it's not just shopping. I want us to start venturing out in places that we're not normally comfortable because we deserve it. We deserve good deals in Great Neck. We deserve a Caribbean dealership in Great Neck.
Well, my friend, that makes you a trailblazer, an innovator, and we salute you for that. How did you come by the moniker, the car guy? I mean,
It's funny, actually, and I was on air with Irie Jam, and a listener who I had on the radio was giving his testimonial, gave that to me. And then some years later, another gentleman giving his testimonial said, no, you need to drop the car guy. You're now the car god. I said, I don't know if I'm ready for that one as yet.
Might want to watch that one.
Yeah.
Hubris and all that.
yeah.
But and it's just it's stuck. It's something that I've been known for now for years, and I like that. It works. So now when I'm out in public, people know that, hey, you're the car guy, and that's what I like. I want to be able to help people. Cars is just the means that I've been given the talent to do, and I'm greatly appreciative of the name, and I want to be out there to help anyone that needs a vehicle.
Who were your? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Gail.
Most of us come to entrepreneurship because we have a parent or an uncle or somebody close to us that's our role model. So who were your role models to go into being an entrepreneur? I know you got a business degree, so it was rattling around in your head probably somewhere. But who did you look at as a model to, they have a business, whether it be a hair salon or bakery, they have a business and I can have one too. And then how do you pass that along to the next generation?
mainly I would probably say my dad. My dad, he had a number of different hands. He had his hands in a lot of different things, but finally he ended up opening a real estate agency many, many years ago. And I would see how he would, I would come and he's working with his customers, but I'm sitting in the corner, and I watched how people would, come to him and asking for help, and how he would help someone, don't do that because it's going to be a little bit lower in a little bit. And I would watch how he interacted with the customer. It was always the customer first. It was always, let's figure out how we can save you money, not let's, raise the price for this person. I've always been one to help the consumer. Yes, there's times I can make a lot more money knowing if I went a different route, but it's not really all about that. I want to get a consumer for life. A lot of the car dealers out there, they want to sell the one vehicle. I don't want to sell the one vehicle. I want to sell you a vehicle, then I want to sell your son a vehicle. I want to send your neighbor a vehicle. I want you to be able to refer me to persons. So you know what? It may not make a ton of money now, but later on it will benefit everyone. You're going to get a great deal on a vehicle, brand new or certified pre-owned, and I'm going to get referrals from you. So I'm not in this for a one sale type of a thing. I'm in it for the long haul. I have now not only put my time and effort, I put my money into it. So I'm not planning to go anywhere. So I'm going to be your community dealership for as long as God allows it to be.
This, for me, folks, you know me. It's a teachable moment. I use everything that I experience as a teachable moment. You're seeing a black man doing business in a community that's not known for its blackness.
Right.
But what you're also seeing is that is as a result of strategic partnerships with other people who look like him. I am really getting a little bit riled up with those folks who keep saying the old mantra that black folks don't cooperate, they don't work together. It's a lie. We are working together, and you're seeing evidence of that. We are working together, and as we know we must. We are living in a time now when the evidence is there that we've got to put it all together and empower our community. That is what you're doing, and for that we're grateful. Now, you make some promises. You make some promises that you have kept, and that's very rare in the industry. We're going to come back after the break and talk about some of the promises that you have made to potential customers that have never been made in the car industry before. That's what differentiates you from the rest. My guest, Mr. Jemehl Thomas. The show is Conversations with Clive Williams. I'm Clive, this is Gail. We'll come right back after the break. We talk to you some more.
All right, how you guys doing?
Wait, how'd you get your video like that? Is that 4K or something?
Right, you got us over here looking like a hot mess.
No, it's actually a powerful live streaming app for Mac called Ecamm Live. You know what? Let me show it to you real quick. So you're able to use your mirrorless camera as a virtual webcam, and you can tweak the colors right in Ecamm Live using their camera effects, and then bring this video right into Zoom, Google Meet, and pretty much any other virtual meeting app. You can even stream directly to Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn and bring in comments right onto the video. And you can customize the look, size, and position of the comments right in the app. Or you can even add your logo to the corner of your video, or yourself, or both. There are plenty of picture-in-picture styles to choose from if you're sharing your screen for a tutorial or doing a presentation. And it doesn't have to be live. You can use it to record a course and eliminate the need to have to edit it later, all in 4K quality. And if you got a green screen, you can set it up right in Ecamm Live, and you can bring that into your different meetings. If you're feeling fancy, you can move yourself into the corner of your frame to do a commentary or a reaction video. You can even add in video clips just by dragging and dropping it in. Pretty much everything's drag and drop. Y'all follow me? Okay, good. So if you want to step it up a notch, you can add some overlays to your video, whether it's a simple graphic or you want to have some titles or other info at the bottom of your screen. You can even add animated overlays like this one or this one. And with Ecamm Live's interview mode, you have full control over the look and feel of your broadcast. And you can add branded overlays to frame you and your guests and look like a real legit broadcast. And you can save each layout as a scene and switch between them with the press of a button. And you know, these days between virtual meetings, school, live streams, we on video all the time. So you just want to show up in a way where you can be confident and proud of. And for me, Ecamm Live is at the center of it all. Did y'all get all that?
You were on mute.
You get off the plane and you're like, wow, I'm alive.
You have to breathe because it's breathtaking.
Is the center of the world.
Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens.
They have the Rockaways, the beach, the Flushing Meadow Park.
Small places that you never think exist.
From there, we'll go up to the Bronx.
Nature. Brooklyn. You got Coney Island. You get to happen upon things.
Yes.
Manhattan never gets outclassed.
Chelsea, Soho. Hay cosas ya de lujo. Es un área bien fancy, ¿me entiendes?
Go to the Empire State Building, go to the top of Rockefeller Center.
Staten Island.
Staten Island, there's something for everybody.
New York City's an awesome place to come with family.
You got things for kids, you got things for adults.
Even like museums have amazing story times.
That's the beauty of this organic city. It creates new flavors of what once was coming from another country.
All of it. Everyone's welcome. The biggest rainbow in the world.
Ελάτε στη Νέα Υόρκη.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Hi, my name is Maya Delgado, and I am the brand ambassador of Kids Breakdown. And this is my demo video. Enjoy!
Download app on Google Play or App Store.
Create account. Choose avatar.
Enter Kids Breakdown Roadmap.
Roadmap consists of math, spelling, memorization, and matching mini games.
After each minigame, personality and interest questions will appear to pinpoint which job may suit you best. After completion of all 8 minigames, you will be presented with jobs you may want to learn more about.
Read fun facts about all the different types of jobs within the law, science, and arts career.
Use your gold bricks to make your job environment fully complete.
Go back and play minigames to earn more bricks if needed. I hope you enjoy the Kids Breakdown demo video. Make sure to download today and share with your friends. This platform will pave the way for kids who are just like me, the groundbreakers of tomorrow.
Thank you so very much for being my company this evening on Conversations with Clive Williams. Let me just do some housekeeping stuff. OurWorldMediaNetwork.com is the platform that we're on. And we're available at OurWorldMedia.com. WGJSradio.com. Hey, you should have told me about that, Mr. Producer. You kind of got me with that one. WGJSradio.com. And Facebook.com, Our World Media. That's Facebook.com/Our World Media. This also goes live on my Facebook page, Where It's At Facebook page, and YouTube. Listen, we've got it all for you. We come live every Saturday evening from 6 to 7. And we are going to be bringing guests on very much like Mr. Thomas. People who have set their mind to achieve. People who have made a commitment to their community that they're going to give them the best product, the best service, the best experience that is possible. And really, if I sound excited, I am, because that's what I'm all about. At Where It's At, the magazine, that's what we endeavor to do at all times. We're always reinvesting in the brand to make sure that we bring you the best information possible. Gail, who is my co-host and my friend and my MC and college professor, welcome back. You had a nice vacation?
I did have a nice vacation. It's too much to talk about.
Yeah, especially. I know you don't want to tell everybody, but I'm sure you're going to tell me and Annette a little bit.
It was, I can say this. I started out on the road to perdition. Yeah.
And ended up on the road to
ended
redemption.
up in Damascus. Seriously.
With some redemption. Okay. Damascus is where the light came on and on.
Damascus is your King James version. Is where your life will never be the same after you go down the road to Damascus. And honestly, I started out going to perdition. I swear. And but it just I feel like my life will never be the same after this trip. So so details to follow. So if you'll get the details. Don't worry.
Okay, Lewis, my friends. Yeah, look, if you ever need an MC, a speaker, motivational speaker, someone to help you to learn how to really enunciate and speak properly, this is the lady. She's really a professor of English. And, Gail is really a fantastic person. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's always my pleasure to share a microphone with you, Dr. Williams. I know you don't like that, but I'm going to call you by your proper moniker. And speaking of proper monikers, I'm going to go over here to Mr. Thomas, and I'm going to call you Mr. because why not?
Why not?
Because we're Caribbean people, and Caribbean people are all about proper names and using titles, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I've gotten bashed over the head for that a couple times, so I will call you Mr. Jemehl or Mr. Thomas. So I recently purchased a vehicle. I'm very excited with it. The one from the commercial.
Okay.
I know, right? Which is funny for me because I've always driven a car that they stopped making 5 years ago. Like literally, if it's a car that's no longer in production and hasn't been in production for at least half a decade, I drive two. So, I purchased a car that is now in the commercial. You know the Volvo commercial with the car that plugs in? Yeah. You know that Volvo commercial? It's the white, and I bought a white one too because I was like, give me the one that I see in the commercial. I want that one, with the pink and the 360 camera and the, all the bells and buckles. And I'm like, hey, Google, where's the, just like in the commercial, hey, Google, where's the whatever. Yeah, that's me. I wanted that one. I said, I want that. And I got that. However, Jemehl, I did not buy from this man. I just want you to full disclosure. Yeah. And I tell you, I had a really rough experience. A female walks into a Volvo dealer. A female of color walks into a Volvo dealer. You can just, wait. Let me take that back. A female of color driving a decades old vehicle that they no longer make, that makes a lot of noise, walks into a Volvo dealer. So you can just imagine what the setup was there. Even little things like my insurance company asked for a copy of the sticker, the sticker that's on the window sticker, right? And I said to the sales guy in perfect English, because I speak perfect English, there's no mistaking when I speak.
Absolutely.
And I speak with some authority in
Yeah.
most time, not at home, but that's another story as well. So I said, I don't want to use his name, but I said, X, I need a copy of the window sticker for my insurance company. The insurance company just texted and said, hey, you've got all these extra safety things and all these extra things. Can you just send us a copy of the
Sure.
of that so we can just get all that down? It lowers your insurance. What are you kidding? Of course I want to send you all the, I'm buying a car with all the bells and whistles. I need you to know that they're there. So you lower my insurance a little bit. And I said to him, I need a copy of the window sticker. And he said, I gave you that. I said, no. You gave me this printout from online of just crap. I need the actual window sticker. He said, well, I don't really have that. And we're just going back and forth just about the window sticker. Just go outside with your damn iPhone and take a picture of the window sticker and send it to me.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, really.
Well,
And so what happened, I'm sorry, is that the manager who I was sitting with, he said, hold on, I'll just pull it up for you online. And he just pulled it up and printed it out for me and also emailed it to me. And I was like, why? Like, I'm speaking English here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, and he would never have done that to a man, and he would never have done that to a man who was not of color. So I'm going to you, Jemehl. The woman who walks into, and I'm a woman, I'm going to speak from my perspective, who walks into your dealership, whether she's, driving a 20-year-old Ford or, last year's Mercedes, what can she expect that's different from the guy down the street? Because I know on your street there's a lot of dealers.
Yes.
So instead of going to those other dealers, I come to you. What can I expect that's different?
Well, the first thing, we treat everyone equally. Man, woman, whoever comes into those doors are going to be treated the same. So because you're a female, and Clive has been in my dealership, we actually employ more female salespeople than we do men. So first thing, you're going to see that as a difference. So yes, you're going to get red carpet treatment, and I treat, again, everyone. I feel that women are actually a bit more educated than men. Men kind of go off of impulses. It's shiny, it's nice, and that's how we buy cars. Women actually are a little bit more educated, actually, a lot more educated than the men are. So I treat them differently because, again, they are educated, and they're normally the decision makers. Even if a man comes in looking for a vehicle, there's normally a woman that's going to make that final decision. So everything we do, we tend to make sure that the woman is consulted, making sure she is 100% satisfactory in regards to what happens. In your instance, I don't know how that would have even happened at any dealership, but one, it should have been emailed normally. Once you buy a car, don't give it to you. I mean, if you want it, wonderful. It should have been emailed directly to the insurance company.
Right.
From the start, because we as car dealers know the insurance companies are going to ask for it on a brand new vehicle.
Absolutely.
So because they're going to ask for it, it should have been sent. So yeah, that's just some things that are given in the car industry.
And talk to me about the document fee.
Document fee is actually, depending on the state that you're purchasing the vehicle, there is a document fee. New York State is only $175 document fee. New Jersey is $595. So it varies by state. A lot of unscrupulous car dealership will try to raise that fee, saying
$700. That was the one. That's what they told. It was in New Jersey, so I know in New Jersey it's $600. They started at $700.
Yeah,
and then they had a problem with the insurance thing, with just even that. And I that's when I said, we're not doing this because you can't even send me an email.
Yeah, state law, they can't overcharge you for a doc fee. Now, they can tell you whatever, $700, but they're going to take that additional monies and put it somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah, by law, they have to have the documents. The bill of sale is going to state what that fee is. And like I said, New Jersey is $595, can't be adjusted. Now, if they charge you more, that's just what they're going to put to their profit, basically their pocket. Again, this is not something that I want to do because now that particular dealership has lost your business.
I will never. And not only will I never, but I will never go back there. And I've told people, don't go there. And they're a huge auto group. And
for $100.
And no, not for $100, but for the other things, like the window sticker. Like, just send it to me. What is why are you giving me this crap? printed out online. Just things like that that you would never do to a man, that you feel perfectly entitled to do to a woman. And so that's why I've told everyone, don't ever go there.
And when I have my associates deal with women, I tell them all the time, because we have a training session that's a daily thing. Treat that as your mother, as if your mother or your grandmother walked into a dealership, because they probably will buy a car at some point. Imagine someone treating your mother that way. You wouldn't appreciate that. Why would you do that to someone else's mother, someone else's sister? So yes, and I'm very firm when it comes to equal treatment, because I don't want it to get back to me. And believe me, the associates know, not in a threatening way, but I don't want to hear that you did anything to aggravate any customer. That's as minuscule as like you said, a window sticker. That's crazy. And the one thing that I try to do as the owner of Superb, I call back my customers. So at the end of the day, I'm going to take a look at how many cars were sold, and then the next day I'm going to make some phone calls, and I'm going to see how you were treated. If I didn't physically touch you that day when you were in the store, I'm going to call you and say, hey, I saw that you purchased a vehicle from us. How was your treatment on a scale of 1 to 10? And I'm going to get the feedback. And if it was good, wonderful. If it was bad, I'm going to correct it, and I'm going to find out what went wrong and make sure it doesn't happen again. So that's one difference that I think I do in regards to my business, because the listeners and the customers are what made Superb. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in business. I wouldn't have been able to open up a dealership like this. So I want to make sure my customers are always first.
You know, it's Gail touched on a very technical issue, and I want to go down the road where I want to ask you some. What are the requirements basically in terms of what does a customer have to take care of? What does a customer build for apart from the car? I know they build the car and taxes.
Taxes.
Right? What else?
You have your Department of Motor Vehicles in regards to, depending on the state that you're looking for.
Folks, make some notes. Make some notes.
Department of Motor Vehicles is going to be the either new plates or the transferring of your plates, whatever you're choosing to do. You're going to have your document fee. As we said, New York State is $175 now. New Jersey is $595. And then you're going to have tire recycling fee. New York State charges $2.50 per tire, which is 5 tires, including the spare on a vehicle. That is the recycling of your tires at whenever you decide to take them off at a later date. So those are the only, plus of course, like I said, we said the plates. Those are the only mandatory fees that are on cars. Now, depending on if you're buying a certified pre-owned vehicle, sometimes there's a certification process that the car has to go through that dealers charge a certification. Now, again, that is really up to the discretion of the dealership. Some people, a typical certification can go anywhere from $14.95 to $17.95 for the proper certification of a vehicle. You have some dealership that goes in high as $3,000-$4,000 for the same certification, and sometimes they say it's certified and it really isn't. So you just have to be very, very careful and wary. A lot of times you have to do your research before going to the dealership and looking at the reviews and looking at the prior history that the customers have done, because the customers are going to speak and say what they've experienced with the dealership. So be very wary when you're going out to buy a car. Look at the reviews. Make sure that the previous customers have had good experiences there, because if you go on Google and you see someone has a 1-star review, it's probably not the place you want to go and do business.
Keep driving.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of good experiences, someone sitting right next to you had a really good experience in your dealership. If you could tell us a little bit about it.
That would be me. That would be me, Annette.
I tell you something. I was a kind of fly on the wall there. I was a kind of fly on the wall for sure, and that's why I'm convinced that the way to go when you need a car is to go to Superb Motors,
Absolutely. That's where you go.
You know, Annette, you had an experience.
I am so delighted with my new car. I had the same brand Gail bought.
Right.
For 3 years.
Yeah. Your previous Volvo.
My previous car was a Volvo. I love Volvos, but it was time for a change. So we went to Superb all by myself. I said we because I'm coming back to that point. I went to Superb all on my own, and I was introduced to my salesperson whose actual name is Salesman.
Yeah. Her name is actually
her name is actually Salesman. She's Cherie Salesman. Yeah. Very nice lady. And we sat down. She said, "What are you looking for?" And I told her that I was in the market for a new vehicle and possibly a truck, not necessarily a big one, but somewhere in between. And she said, "Okay, let's get some information." So I gave her my particulars. She said, "Okay, I'll see you later." And I left. 2 or 3 days later, I got a call and I went back in with my partner, and because I needed guidance at some point, and we went in together and we discussed it, and she took some more information and she said, "All right, we have colors, and what do you have in mind?" And I said, "I don't know what I want as yet." I got a call and she says, "Well, we have to find you first." No, they recommended the truck. It's a Nissan Murano. And I said, "Oh, I love that. I don't have a problem with that. I want it." So I went home and I got a call and she said, "I'm sending you some colors." Oh, wow. So I got some colors on my phone and I said, "Okay, that's the one I want." I didn't know the color name, but I knew I liked it, what I saw on the picture. And 2 days later, I got a call, "Come pick up your car."
Yeah.
So
I went quick.
and I went back in, and I went back in, and I saw the car. I fell in love. It's called a Boulder Gray. It is the first of its kind in color. And when I spoke to him about 3 days ago, I spoke to one of the ladies there, and she said, "They don't have this color anymore." And I'm like, yippee! I want it. Because I want to be exclusive. Yeah. But it was the easiest. I can't even tell you how. It's like butter. It was so easy. I went in, gave my information. So we signed the papers and like, "So how much is the down payment?" And I'm like, just sign the paper. "How much is the down payment?" Should I tell them?
I think you should.
$900.
Wow.
$900 was my down payment.
Wow.
And I walked out with a brand spanking new, never driven by anybody else except the person who picked it up to bring it to the dealership.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
My God.
No. Look, it sounds like we're weaving a story here.
No, not a story.
It's a true story.
It's a true story.
It's
a true story. It's not a happenstance.
Absolutely
it's what
true.
Absolutely happened.
You know, how do you seriously, you go to a car dealership, you are expecting the shoe to drop. Yeah. Anytime. What's the surprise? What surprise do they have in store for me? Because
how do I have to haggle?
You have been conditioned to that, right? Somewhere along the line, they've got something in store for you that you're not going to like.
Right.
So you're anticipating it. It never happened.
No, I'm like, what did you say? No. Did you say what? How much?
Yeah. So to top that, you know where the deal was signed?
Where?
At the gazebo in the back.
Outside.
Oh, nice. Look at you guys chilling in the backyard.
Chilling in the backyard.
In the backyard. Uh-huh. And it's beautiful back there because you sit back there, you know, and
the umbrellas over you. Sit.
It's COVID friendly.
I'm sitting there and I'm saying.
And I got water because it was warm, and they brought me bottled water.
We were offered drinks. But we declined and said water.
Yeah, but I took water.
Right.
Because I'm not a drinker.
So where else? This is a first. And we're celebrating. We're actually celebrating this, that this could.
I am thrilled
this kind
to
of
the
service,
bone.
Yeah, this kind of service could have been brought to our community by you, Jemehl Thomas, the car guy.
And I got a picture with Mr. Thomas
Yeah.
and some more members of the staff. And I feel like I'm family and part of the dealership now.
You absolutely are.
Yeah, yeah. It's an amazing feeling, and I'm so proud, Gail, of this business. So you know, after you hear the really nice story, it's a small business, right? It's a Black-owned business. So guess what? We want you to honor that and to support that. It's at 215 Northern Boulevard. It's Superb Motors.
In Great Neck. And
In
of
Great
course, you know, even before, right now you're sitting at home, check them out at Superb Motors Group. Superb Motors with an S Group. Just check your social. You'll look at the testimonials. You'll see the cars for yourself. And you can decide for yourself.
Honestly, it's the best. It's not the first car that I'm buying, but it's the best deal that I've ever gotten. The best treatment that I've ever gotten. Go to Superb Motors and buy your car.
Yeah. Jemehl, you know, it was really nice having you on board, man. You know, as your successes grow, and I know you have plans, tell us really quickly, because you're not satisfied with one dealership.
Definitely not, Clive. It's one dealership is definitely not where we're going to be. If you notice, the name is Superb Motors Group.
Oh.
And we did that for a reason, because we have others coming very, very near future. There are others that are coming. We're going to be putting them in different locations. You're going to be seeing them in Connecticut. You're going to be seeing them in Westchester. You're going to see them in New Jersey. And they're coming very, very quickly. One thing also is not only we a Caribbean dealership, from the maintenance person right on up to the top, Caribbean. So
that's
we
a beautiful
hire
thing.
Caribbean. So anyone looking for employment, Superb Motor Group is where you want to go. Like you said, 215 Northern Boulevard, right there in Great Neck. Or you can give us a call at
please, phone number, please.
1-800-509-3102, 1-800-509-3102. We want to hire Caribbean people for all of our dealerships. So please come on down, feel free.
And that's at Superb Motors Group.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that means Caribbean American, right? Many of our youngsters are born here. We want to make sure that you know that this opportunity, you can't say that this opportunity doesn't exist. It does, for real. Superb Motors.
Well, by the way, if you go to the dealership and the car that you want is not on the lot, just tell them what you want.
That's, you know, I'm glad
Just
you raised that.
absolutely tell them what it is that you want. You will get what you want from a Lamborghini.
How do you manage to do this,
And it's
Jemehl?
all
Yeah,
cars, all
seriously.
different types.
It's almost, I mean, being in the business almost 20 years, I've built relationships with people where I can get whatever is really out there. As long as the car is made, just like Annette's vehicle, she wanted something particular. We didn't have that car on a lot. That car came, and believe me, it's just a relationship.
I give you a joke, right? On our way back home. Now, I have a fully loaded car, right?
It's a living room. It's not a vehicle.
No,
it's
my-
actually a place you can go to relax and unwind his vehicle.
My vehicle. I mean, you know, you get, massage. And I'm driving in Annette's car, and the car goes, oh, well, the weather...
No. You are 12 and a half miles away from the thunderstorm.
Oh, I get those too. I love those. It's like, no. There's a thunderstorm in Bergen County right now. I just got it as I rolled out.
I don't have that.
Clive, I apologize, but you don't have a superb vehicle.
Well, no. I guarantee you, my friend, that my next vehicle will be a superb vehicle. I guarantee you that. Folks, it's been great being with you. OurWorldMedia.com is where you find us. OurWorldMedia.com. WGJS Radio is where we are as well. Facebook.com/OurWorldMedia. I'm Clive Williams, publisher of Where It's At. Thank you, Gail. Thank you. And this is Conversations with Clive Williams. My guest, Mr. Jemehl Thomas. Go on up to 215
Northern Boulevard.
and there you will, Where else, when else, have you ever had a chance to meet the owner of a dealership that you can actually talk to him about your concerns about your vehicle? Never happened. In our community, it's happening now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Producer. Thank you, my grandson Stone, who is standing by helping out here.
He's our production assistant.
Are you really production assistant? Thank you, Annette, for coming on to testify.
I had to.
Yeah.
And remember, everyone, pick up where it's at, wherever you're at. It's all over. It's free publication, and it's a slice of the Caribbean community.
Yeah. Mr. Jemehl Thomas, again, I thank you. Great having you. Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you for having me.
From me to you, one love. It's great being with you. Have a great rest of the weekend. See you next week, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Be well.